How to export your videos using the ProRes codec inside Premiere Pro. So first of all, click above your clip which you want to export. You can even press X to export only that one. Go here to export and at format, go down to the bottom and select QuickTime. Now after QuickTime, click on video to open it. And here you have Apple ProRes 422 HQ. You have other variants also, even uncompressed if you want, but use that one, Apple ProRes 422 HQ. The quality cannot be modified, it's grayed out. It will export only this range, the in point and out point, in and out. Select the location where to export, click on that E letter in this case. Let's place it onto the desktop. Let's call it ProRes. It will be an MOV file, not MP4. You cannot select anything else. Click on Save and click on the Export button. Now this will take quite a lot of time. It says 26 minutes. If you right click the taskbar, go to Task Manager. We can see that is barely using the GPU, the graphics card, only 13%, and it's using the processor around halfway, 46.7%, and the minutes went down from around 30 to around 11, and this will create a huge file. ProRes has the advantage that you can scrub on the timeline, that is move your cursor forward and backward very quickly, and the image will be fluent. The codec uses a very low compression ratio, so it doesn't have to calculate as much. Plus it also loses very little amount of data. It's not totally lossless, it's lossy, but it loses much less compared to H.264 or H.265. One disadvantage is that the conversion requires a lot of time, so it's pretty slow. Another disadvantage is the huge file size that it will create. So you need a fast computer and a lot of storage space. But the advantage is that editing is very easy using that ProRes codec. Exporting finished, and these are the results. These two were the source files. Since it's a 360-degree video, it creates a video file for each lens, the front lens and the rear lens. And those two files were around 1 GB, 1.06, but the ProRes file is 17 GB, 1.7. So in ISNV, which uses H.265 codec, you have a much smaller file compared to ProRes, where you have around 17 times more data. Okay, now let's drag the ProRes file and drop it onto the timeline. It has less audio channels, probably they are merged, I'm not sure. But look how I can scrub above the INSV file, which is H.265. I barely get a frame here and there. And now the ProRes, it's kinda instant. You see every frame, almost every frame. Where you click, there's the image instantly. Whereas the H.265, well, you have to wait a little bit. After you click, you have to wait until it updates. So it's much harder to edit this one compared to that one. If you open the Task Manager, while scrubbing the H.265, CPU usage is around halfway and GPU usage around 1/3 or a quarter. And the image up here is very laggy. It's skipping. At ProRes, you have slightly higher CPU usage, 70-something% up here, and a little bit more GPU usage, 30-something%, almost 40. So H.265 is barely using the hardware, the processor and the graphics card, and it's also skipping. This uses a little bit more, but it's much more fluent. Occupies less space on your hard drive, 17 times more space on your hard drive. This is slow, this is fast for editing, and that's about it about exporting into ProRes using Premiere Pro.